In 2024, AO Racing has proven that they are not only contenders, but frontrunners for the GTD Pro Championship. However, as the season has progressed, Corvette and Ford have continuously learned and developed their new for 2024 GT3 machinery. So, continued success is going to be increasingly challenging for this privately run operation. And with Prio lining up in 8th position here at Mosport, this 77 crew has their work cut out for them if they are to continue their front-running form. And as they hurdle their way down the front straight into turn 1, Seb Prio brakes late around the outside of the Aston Martin and around the outside of the 64 Mustang as well. An aggressive move through turn 1 has him up 2 positions already as he nearly gets into the back of the 12 Vassar Sullivan Lexus of Frankie Montecalvo as they make their way through the fast left-hand corner. Now, if we look closely, we can see a little green light on the back of that Lexus, and that indicates that the number 12 car is a GTD rather than GTD Pro car. So it's not technically in the same category as the number 77 of Seb Prio, but that doesn't mean that Frankie Montecalvo is going to make his life any easier as they brake hard into Moss Corner. The first right-hander, another little brake again, and then through a critical exit as it leads onto the sweeping Mario Andretti straight. Prio is firmly in the draft of this number 12 Lexus though, and as they make their way down this long straight, he pulls to left-hand side and eases his way past the GTD car. Further up front, the battle for second position is raging on as Hawksworth defends from both the Corvette and the BMW behind. Through the sweeping S's and into the final corner of the lap, the Corvette is looking for a way past as Madison Snow tries to sneak his way up the inside. Down the front straight and into turn 1, Hawksworth defends to the inside, and Milner looks to go around the outside, but just isn't able to complete the move and has to fall in line behind that Lexus once again, with Madison Snow just biding his time in this number 1 BMW. Into Moss Corner, and Tommy Milner is all over the rear of that number 14 Vassar Sullivan Lexus. He gets a better exit than Hawksworth and is firmly in the draft as they make their way down the long Mario Andretti straight. But we can see that as this straight continues, the Corvette struggles for top speed. Now Madison Snow is closing in his number 1 BMW. Finally, as they head into the S's, Tommy Milner peaks to the left-hand side and brakes late around the outside as he gets a little wiggle, but is far enough alongside to make the pass stick, making it a Corvette 1-2. With the battle raging on in front, Prio is overtaken by the 64 Mustang, shuffling him back to 7th position. And as this stint continues, Seb Prio enters the S's, but if we look to the outside, we can see that there is a car in the barrier, and with the team expecting a safety car to be scrambled, they call Prio into the pit lane as the number 9 Pfaff McLaren makes its way past an LMP2 on pit lane entry. You don't see that every day. And with Prio in his box, the team jumps over the wall to fill the 77 car with fuel and to bolt on a set of fresh Michelin tires as Lauren Heinrich jumps behind the wheel. With the tires installed and driver ready to go, Heinrich peels away from his pit box and actually overtakes the number 9 Pfaff car to gain 1 position during this pit sequence. But this is not going to be the only position they gain during the safety car, because a really bizarre moment happens with the number 1 BMW. For some reason, Madison Snow does not see the wave around and stays to the left as he is passed by his GTD Pro competitors, including the 77 AO Racing Porsche. So, with the field ready to go back racing, Lauren Heinrich is in 5th position and looking for a way past the number 14 car of Jack Hawksworth. As they exit the S's, the race goes green, and Heinrich feigns a move to the inside on Jack Hawksworth, who defends, but his exit is now compromised. Heinrich gets the better run coming out of the corner and is alongside and then past the Lexus as they make their way into turn 1. With Rexy now in 4th position, Heinrich can set his sights on the number 64 Mustang, driven by Harry Tinknell, or as my British wife would correctly say, Harry Tinknell, who is chasing down the number 4 Corvette of Tommy Milner. As they make their way through turn 3, Harry Tinknell clips the apex curb and squeezes the throttle on the exit as he closes in on the bow-tied rival. Down the hill through turn 4 they go as they make their way into Moss Corner. Heinrich is just behind though and looking to bring this number 77 car up onto the podium. As they now accelerate down the Mario Andretti straight, we can see the relative straight line performance of these two American GT3 cars. The Corvette looks strong under acceleration, but as the straight continues, we can see the power of this Mustang. Harry Tinknell has way more speed than that Corvette. He pulls to the left-hand side, gets a nose ahead on entry, but as he breaks around the outside is not able to carry the speed on the marbles and has to settle in behind that Corvette one more time. Through Moss Corner they go, and once again re-accelerate as Milner gets a little slide on corner exit. With the V8 singing in our ears, Tinknell closes in one more time on the Corvette of Tommy Milner. And as they make their way into the S's, he pulls to the left-hand side and goes around the outside of the Corvette, this time ahead by corner entry, and is easily able to make the pass stick and secure second position for the number 64 Mustang. Meanwhile, Lauren Heinrich is still sitting in 4th position with a front row view of this incredible battle. With just over an hour remaining in the race though, it's time once again for the strategies to play out, and Heinrich pulls to the right-hand side and into the pit lane. As he enters his box, the team will once again jump over the wall to fill the car with fuel and bolt on a set of fresh tires. With Heinrich ready to go, he revs the engine, holds the clutch, and lights up the tires as he once again exits his pit box and rejoins the racetrack. Critically though, the team was able to execute a faster pit stop than the number 64 Mustang, meaning that Heinrich is now in 3rd position, just ahead of Mike Rockenfeller. And as they make their way through turn 2, Heinrich is overtaken on the outside by an LMP2, and Mike Rockenfeller is closing in on the green Porsche. Coming out of turn 3, Rockenfeller squeezes the throttle and closes in as they go under the Chevrolet bridge and down the hill into Moss Corner. Heinrich brakes as late as he possibly can, but slides slightly wide as Rockenfeller closes in. Heinrich gets a great launch out of the corner though, and Rockenfeller is not able to stick with that Porsche as they accelerate down the Mario Andretti straightaway. But just like we saw with the Corvette, as the straight continues, the Mustang gains performance on its competitors. So as they enter the S's, we can see that this Mustang is closing in now on Lauren Heinrich, who just feigns to the inside to dissuade Rockenfeller from trying anything crazy heading into that corner. Exiting turn 3, and once again, Rockenfeller is close, but not close enough to try anything as they make their way down the hill into Moss Corner. The Porsche brakes as late as he can, and so does Mike Rockenfeller. But once again, that Mustang can't quite carry enough speed through that second apex, and the Porsche pulls away on the corner exit. If Mike Rockenfeller is going to step onto the podium and overtake this number 77 Porsche, he is going to have to be closer coming out of Moss Corner. But as they make their way down the straights, we can see they are being overtaken by the faster LMP2 cars. Into the fast sweeping right-hander, and Ryan Dial looks around the outside of Heinrich, but ends up in the marbles, off the road, and in the wall. With that LMP2 now in the barriers, the safety car comes out and will once again bunch up the field. So, with just under 10 minutes remaining, it will be a shootout for the podium between the 64 Mustang of Mike Rockenfeller and the 77 Porsche of Lauren Heinrich. And with the race once again going back to green, Mike Rockenfeller is all over the rear of Rexy, through the exit of the S's and into the final corner on the track, and he is all over the number 77 car, but Heinrich gets the better launch and is able to consolidate his 3rd position as they make their way through turn 1. But the safety car not only bunched up the GTD Pro podium contenders, it also put the GTD field ahead of the GTD Pro contenders. So, to maintain his podium position and defend from the 64 Mustang, Heinrich needs to overtake the slower GTD traffic. And as they exit turn 3, he is stuck behind the number 32 Mercedes as Rockefeller closes in into Moss Corner, and there is a gaggle of GTD traffic for them to contend with. There's a slow Mustang on the outside. That's the 55 Proton car. Heinrich makes his way up the inside through the second apex and past as he is still stuck behind number 32 car. Just behind, Rockefeller eases past the number 55 car as well as he continues to chase down Heinrich, who is closing in on the 32 Mercedes as the 64 car closes in on him. Into the S's, and the Mercedes pulls to the left. Heinrich goes up the inside with a brave move as the Mercedes allows both Heinrich and the 64 Mustang to make their way past and continue their battle. But despite Rocky's best efforts, he was not able to overtake the 77 Porsche. And with 0 minutes left on the clock, the 77 car was able to cling onto the podium. And it was celebrations aboard the Rexy Porsche and disappointment aboard the number 64 car. Anyways, if you guys made it this far, I want to thank you so much for watching and so much for supporting. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. It really means a lot to me. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time.